welcome back to Prime Sports Media. My name is Andrew Hernandez, and today we'll be breaking down some of the Week 1 matchups that are happening on Thursday night and Friday night. So our first up will be our Thursday night matchup from the Big Northern Conference, and that is the Rock Falls Rockets taking on the Byron Tigers. So Byron last year, coming off a playoff appearance, they lost in the second round to Lombard Montini 13-14. Last year, the Tigers had more of a young roster to what they were, the year before, where they had a lot of guys. So Byron this year comes back pretty loaded with talent as well in that roster. Byron, this year, if you follow the Big Northern Conference, they're going to probably make a deep run this year as well. So for Byron, they got a lot of younger guys and older guys that that ran that system, ran their offense as well. So Byron, and next up we have Rock Falls. Rock Falls has a new head coach, David Shavira. So one of the things I think that caught me that Coach Shavira said, I think one of his interviews, that they said that they're trying to close the gap between them and other teams in the conference, kind of close that gap, but for Rock Falls, this matchup with Byron is going to be a tough one next Thursday night as well. So in this game, I really have Byron really win this one. Really probably doing it in Byron fashion, blowing out teams that they're used to, blowing out a lot of teams across the conference as well, or wherever they play. So Byron, Rock Falls, that's Thursday night from Hendersfield and Rock Falls. So our next up, we go to the Friday night ones. So the Friday Night Lights Game of the Week edition will feature the Princeton Tigers and the Newman Comets. So here we go. So the Comets coming in have not beat Princeton since 2019. So Princeton has won the last 5 meetings. So their current record in matchups are, I think they both are tied with 6 wins or 5 wins, depending on what I did from research. So this was from my research from a month ago that I did before those Week 1 matchups. So Princeton currently has the longest winning streak in this throughout their matchups from 2020 to now. So Princeton and Newman both coming off playoff appearances. Princeton last year made it to the quarterfinals. Newman last year made it all the way to the second round in Class 1A. So this matchup, I have Newman winning this one by 20-21. Next up is Sterling and Metamora. Metamora finished 7-4 last season. They made it to the second round of the playoffs to Class 5A. Sterling finished 5-5 last year, also making it to the playoffs as well. So going into this matchup, head coach John Summer for Sterling is 2-4 against Metamora, his alma mater. So in this matchup, I have Sterling winning by 24-21 in this game. I think this game could be a close one, or whatever the outcome is. But our next up matchup, we go to the Big Northern Conference. First up, we have Dixon and Rockford Lutheran. So Dixon's coming off a quarterfinal appearance, and Lutheran's coming off a playoff appearance as well. But this year, Lutheran has a new head coach, John Lee, who also is bringing a ton of coaching experience with them as well. It's Lutheran. In this matchup, I have Dixon probably win this one, pulling away with it and blowout. Next up from the Big Northern Conference, we have North Boone and Winnebago. So North Boone last year finished 4-5 last season, also missing out on the playoffs. Winnebago finished 1-7. In this matchup, I have North Boone winning this one. Next up, we have Oregon and Genola Kingston. So both teams did make the playoffs. Oregon made it to the playoffs for the second year in a row. In this matchup, I have Oregon winning this one, 42-28. Next up, we go to our non-conference matchup from the BNC, and that is Marengo and Stillman Valley. Stillman Valley and Marengo Marengo and Stillman Valley, this is their first meeting since 2013. Marengo taking on a former Big Northern Conference member in Marengo. So both teams did make the playoffs last year going into this matchup. Stillman Valley made it to the first round. They were knocked out of the first round. Same thing too. Marengo also knocked out. They were knocked out by Dixon in the first round of the playoffs. So we go to our another non-conference matchups. We go to our Western Big Six non-conference ones. First up, we have Geneseo, Rochelle. Also their first meeting since 2018. So this game, Rochelle last year made it to the quarterfinals, the third one in the last 7 years. Rochelle got a lot of talent coming back there, and also a lot of talent. They got to reload at those key positions there for the Hubs. Geneseo last year, coming in with their second year head coach Matt Furlong as well. I like to mention is that Geneseo last year won their first playoff game in like a decade, what I've heard. Lost to I believe, the defending state champions, Duke DePaul College Prep, in the 4A playoffs. So Geneseo is another team that has a lot of big expectations going in this season as well. So this matchup, I have Rochelle winning in a close game. Next up, we have the big matchup at NIU between DeKalb and Sycamore. DeKalb last season finished 1-8 as well overall. One of the biggest names for DeKalb would be on the receiving corps would be led by Illini commit Devin Grant, was one of the big players over the summer that also committed to Illinois University. Sycamore is also coming off a quarterfinal appearance. They finished undefeated, the regular season undefeated as well. This matchup, I have Sycamore winning in a close one. Moving on to our non-conference, to the track, we have Mendota Riverdale. Mendota last year went 0-9. Riverdale shocked everyone going 4-5 last season. Riverdale, one of the big expectations Riverdale has this season is they want to make the playoffs, and the rebuild for them has gone really well under Guy Derricks over at Riverdale. So the Rams, this year, this will be, it's a good way to start, hopefully get the win over Mendota. In this game, I have Riverdale, hopefully for this one, for them, if they win next week, will be a start of a really good season. Next up, we have Kewanee, Erie, Pottstown. Both teams made a huge jump last year, making it to the playoffs. Kewanee last year, a lot of people didn't expect them to make the playoffs. Erie, Pottstown as well. In this game, I have EP winning this one. Next up, from the track, we have Sherrard Rock Ridge. Sherrard went 2-7. Rock Ridge went 8-3 and made it all the way to the second round of Class 2A. Sherrard Rock Ridge, I got probably Rock Ridge win this game as well. Next up, we have Spring Valley Hall taking on the Hall Red Devils, taking on the Orion Chargers. Both teams, what I've seen, went 1-8. In this matchup, I have probably Orion winning this one. Next up is Monmouth Roseville, Lido, Mercer County. Lido, Mercer County, this is Mercer County's second year in the track. Monmouth Roseville went 8-2 last year, making it to the playoffs. They also won their side of the Three Rivers, Mississippi division. In this matchup, I'm probably going to have Monmouth Roseville. Moving on to the non-conference side of the Western Big Six. First up, we have LaSalle Peru and United Township. So LP went 3-6. United Township went 4-5 last season, but they got a lot returning. at key positions, linemen up front as well. So UT this year looking, hopefully for them, they're got a lot of big expectations. Hopefully for them they can make the playoffs. So in this game I got United Township probably winning. Next up is Moline versus Rockwood Summit out of Fenton, Missouri. Moline last year made a jump from what they were in 2023. They went 8-3, making it all the way to the second round as well. So the Maroons are another team looking to hopefully win the last 2 years, or last 5 years, I say, or 6 years since Sterling and Geneseo joined. Moline's also another team that's won the Western Big Six Conference. So for them, they're going to travel all the way to Fenton, Missouri to take on Rockwood Summit, which is out near St. Louis. So this matchup is going to be a good one. So Rockwood Summit, they went 9-3 last year and won their district title last year, going with a 4-0 record. So this matchup will be a pretty good one. But I'd like to see. I think this one's going to be hard to pick, but I'm going to go with probably Moline to win that one over Rockwood Summit. Next up is Canelan, Rock Island. So Canelan last year went 5-5. Rock Island went 1-8 last year. In this matchup, I got we'll go with Canelan. Another Interstate 8 versus Western Big Six matchup. So we got 3 of them. So we have Canelan playing Rock Island. We got LaSalle, Peru playing United Township. Rochelle's playing Geneseo. So we got 3 Western Big Six schools going against 3 Interstate 8 schools. So it's kind of like a week where almost half of the schools picked the Interstate 8 school from the Interstate Conference to play Western Big Six. Next up, we have Walter Christian and Rock Island Alderman. So for the Alderman Pioneers, it's their first football game since October of 2022. So going into Friday, I did the research earlier this morning that by next Friday, it will be 1,041 days since Alderman played its last football game for their varsity team. So this is going to be really good. It's going to be really good to see the Pioneers back in the Western Big Six and also playing in varsity football. But there was no research there on Walter Christian. So I'm going to go probably with the Pioneers to win their first game back, have the first varsity football game back. So next up, we have Dunlap and Galesburg. Galesburg went 1-8 last season. So Dunlap went 7-4. So they got Mac. I forgot the last name, but what I've said, he's an Alabama commit. He's going to play for the Crimson Tide next season. So this matchup is going to be tough for Galesburg. So I'm going to go with Dunlap to win this one.